Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is your favorite Dark Sorcerer here. And tonight, I'd like to discuss the plans that I started tonight and will be going forth until the end of the year, if not next year. Around next year, if not the year after. Um, you'll probably notice that I've got the chat section of this video turned off. This is because of the fact that YouTube's doing something funky right now. I don't know if it's the weather or if going to Skype last night screwed something up on my YouTube channel. I don't know. I've got to take a look at it tonight, or at least have my son's mother look at it for me and see if she can figure it out. But anyways, so the end of March ended the 7-month long rituals that I had been doing with the 7 crowned princes of sin. Okay. So starting tonight, I opened the rituals for the next month. Okay. And that was with the 7 sub demons of the demonic Bible. Okay. Put out by Turk Suzej. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the arch demons, okay, you have Astaroth, Maggot, Asmodee, Beelzebub, Orions, Paimon, Iraton, and Amma-Iman. Okay, these are the beings that make up the most powerful group within that book. Okay, and that's in my personal opinion. Okay. And then after this, you have the 9 locks, which are Paimon, Amma-Iman, Asmodeus, Beelzebub, Astaroth, Orion's, Maggot, Dagon, and Moloch. Okay. So these are the next 2 sets of rituals I've got planned and that I'm going to be working with just about for the rest of this year, if not into next year. Okay. So all total, you've got almost 18 beings, a total of 17 beings. So for the next couple of months, I'm going to be working solely with these 2 groups of beings. And the reason for this is due to the fact that I am planning on opening rituals one-on-one with the 72 Djinn of Babylon. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm working my way up to them, and I want to get involved with them and get acquainted with the Luciferian current. Okay, and the best way to do this is to start with by getting in touch with not only the 4 the 4 princes. Obviously, that's Satan, Lucifer, Belial, and Leviathan, but also getting into working with these other beings. And this is long before you get into the 72, the jinn. Some refer to them as the lords of, or the Goetic demons from the Salamantic keys. Others believe that's just the the Goetia itself, because these beings have been worked with and reworked with and written relentlessly for about 1,000 years, if not 2,000 years, okay, worth of history. Now, the goal here is not only to do the rituals themselves, but to do as much evocation and invocation as possible with these beings throughout the day. Now, obviously, because of my job, I work 4 days a week. That's something that will limit that time, but the rest of the time I'm going to be able to do this. And the plan is by the time it's said and done, I'm going to be associated with the 72 Djinn of Babylon. Now, I'm not talking about becoming a Djinn. No, I'm not. No one can become a Djinn. I'm talking about getting acquainted with them. I'm talking about working with them one on one. I'm talking about getting to know their current, who they are, and what they are about. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. Full on ritual after ritual after ritual after ritual back to back. And for the next month, it will be the 8 sub demons of the demonic Bible. After that, I'm going to be opening up the locks, the with the keys, okay, which are the 9 locks themselves. Long before I get into working with the 72 Jinn, okay. Now, for those of you who want to know more about the Jinn, those of you who want to know about the children of the gods and all that stuff, I would recommend that you look up S. Ben Cayenne. Okay, his work in this field is magnificent. You can get into the biblical if you like, if you're comfortable with that. Get into the biblical aspects, and you'll learn a little bit about these beings from the biblical account and why they're hated and why they're feared. I can tell you that within the Bible itself, there are 15 entities that are spoken of right within the Bible itself. Okay. And yes, I'm also talking about angelic, such as Lucifer, such as Satan, such as Michael, such as Gabriel. These are the 4 angels that are spoken of. Okay. But if you get into angelology, there's a toss up when you get into beings like like Belial, or that of, say, for an example, oh, let's go with Azazel. Getting into Moloch, okay, even Beelzebub. All right, there's been a lot of talk about them from the poetical text to angel and demonolatry to Goetic, Goetia, down to the points of, say, for an example, that of the Grimoire traditions. Okay, so there is a lot of talk and a lot of background when you get into these, going all the way back to the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, for an example, in the scroll of Amrin, and I've discussed this before, Belial is dead set against waging war against Michael and the sons and daughters of light, and Michael is dead set against Belial, the leader of the sons and daughters of darkness. Okay, but these names go way, way back, long before this, and the reason I'm doing this now is because I want to get in touch with these beings and I want to know what they're like. I've worked with a few of these for years. I've worked with, well, let's just say I've worked with the draconic perspective. I've worked with angelics. I've worked with demons. Okay. But I've never actually gotten into working with the jinn. I've done a lot of research over the last few years in that area, especially as a necromancer and traditional Satanist. Okay. So now is the time that I want to get into this stuff fully and immerse myself spiritually in this aspect. So I'm going to keep you guys up to par on what's been happening. I may even show a few rituals here and there to help you, and I will share a little bit about what they've revealed, what they will, if that, what and if they reveal something to me once I've done the research and the studying into what they've shown me. All right. Now, obviously, I'm going to continue doing my videos like I always do, through educational videos, and I will continue to do so even in the midst of all of this. All right. So with that said, I hope that you continue to follow me. I hope you get into these beings yourself. Feel free to go out and purchase this book, The Demonic Bible by Turk Suzij, and get into the being's history, their mythology you know, from whatever region they're from, because a lot of times you're going to see different spellings from different regions. So you got to really get into all the regions and see the similarities and the commonalities of these beings. Because they do have a lot of different perspectives. All right. With that said, have a good night, and I will be back later on tonight with a video discussing a little bit about these beings on a one-on-one perspective. All right. Um, and before I do anything, the first one that I will be discussing is Astaroth. Okay. So, and over the next month, I will be breaking these beings down, these 8 beings, and I will be discussing their history here and there and what I've learned. All right. Have a good one.